Hello everyone, today we are going to learn morpheme and its kinds. One thing you need to keep in mind that it falls in linguistic field morphology. So what is morphology? Morphology is the field of linguistics focused on the study of forms and formation of words in a language. By this definition, we got the idea that morphology is the field of linguistics in which we learn that how words are formed in a language. So the topic morpheme is related to words formation. So simply you can say it is the topic of morphology. Well, let's move on and discuss morpheme and its kinds. So what is a morpheme? So the simple definition is words in a language consist of one element or elements of meaning or grammatical function which are called morphemes, or it refers to the smallest unit of meaning or grammatical function is known as morpheme. If you do not get the point, so let me make it more clear. It means a word may consist of many elements and those elements may add meaning to the word or add some grammatical function to the word is simply called a morpheme. If you do not get the point, so let me make it more clear through example. Just look at this example. The police reopened the investigation. Here the word reopen consists of three elements. We simply call it morphemes. The first one is re, which means again, and the second minimal unit of meaning is open, and the third one is the minimal unit of grammatical function is ed, which shows past tense. And look at another example. The tourist enjoyed the journey. The word tourist also consists of three morphemes. The first one is minimal unit of meaning, tour, and the second of minimal unit of meaning is est, which is marking a person who does something, and the third one is minimal unit of grammatical function, that is, which shows plurality. Similarly, the word undressed consists of three morphemes. Un is the first one, dress is the second, and ed is the third one. Now, let's move on and learn kinds of morphemes. Free morpheme. The first kind is free morpheme. So why is it called a free morpheme? That is why it is called a free morpheme, because it can stand alone by itself like a single word. For example, the word man is a free morpheme because it can stand alone by itself. Simply all words which can stand alone by itself are called free morphemes, such as a boy, man, girl, house, village, country, etc. As you have got the idea about free morpheme, so you should also know that free morphemes are further divided into two types, and that are lexical morpheme and functional morphemes. So what is the difference between them? Let's move on and discuss it. Lexical morpheme. It refers to those morphemes which carry the content or meaning of the message. What does it mean? Simply it means that in a sentence not all words convey our message, but some words consist of meaning or content, so it is called lexical morphemes. So the question must be arising in your mind that what are those words which come in the category of lexical morphemes? So they are nouns, adjectives, and verbs. So simply you can say these are the words that come in the category of lexical morpheme. Functional morpheme. So what is a functional morpheme? It refers to those morphemes which play a functional role between words. So again the question may be arising in your mind that what are those words which are supposed to be called functional morphemes? So they are conjunctions, prepositions, articles, and pronouns, because they do not carry the content of the message but play a role as a functional words. So that is why it can be called functional morphemes. Bound morphemes. It refers to those morphemes that cannot normally stand alone and are typically attached to another form. What does it mean? It means simply that it is the opposite of free morpheme, because free morpheme can stand alone by itself, but bound morpheme cannot stand alone by itself because it is bound, or you can say that because it needs another free morpheme to be attached with it. To make it more easier, I would say that all suffixes and prefixes are bound morphemes in English language. For example, just look at the word unhappy. This word consists of two morphemes. The first one is un, which is bound morpheme, because if you use it in isolation, so it cannot stand alone by itself. The second one is happy, and it is a free morpheme, because it can stand alone as a word. The another point is that bound morpheme is attached to it. The word careless also has two morphemes. Care is a free morpheme and also called a stem, and less is a bound morpheme. The word undressed consists of three morphemes. The first one is un, which is bound, and the second one is dress, which is free morpheme, and the third one is ed, which is also bound morpheme. As you have understood bound morpheme, but the important point you should keep in mind is that a bound morpheme has been also divided into two categories. The first one is derivational morpheme and the second one is inflectional morpheme. So what are they and what is the difference between them? Let me explain it. Derivational morphemes. So what are derivational morphemes? So let me define it for you. It refers to those bound morphemes which are used to make new words or to make words of different grammatical category from the stem. What does it mean by this complicated definition? Don't worry, let me make it easier for you. Simply, it means that derivational morphemes are those morphemes by the help of them we make new words or make different grammatical category. For example, the adjective good becomes noun when we add the derivational morpheme ness to it, like good plus ness, so it becomes goodness. So here ness is a derivational morpheme which has created a new word from an adjective, a noun, goodness. Look at the next word, beauty. When we add the derivational morpheme full to the noun beauty, so it becomes an adjective, beautiful. Similarly, when we add the derivational morpheme able to a verb eat, so it becomes an adjective, eatable. In simple words, you can say that a derivational morpheme changes the part of speech of the word. Now coming towards inflectional morphemes. Inflectional morphemes refer to those bound morphemes which are added to a word to assign a grammatical property to that word. What does it mean by this definition? Inflectional morphemes do not create a new word like a derivational morphemes. Rather, it is used to show if a word is a plural or singular, if it is past tense or not, and if it is a comparative or possessive form. For example, look at this sentence. She played the guitar at the party. Here look at the word played. Here ed is inflectional morpheme because it shows that it is past tense. And look at another sentence. John's car is red. Here the apostrophe with s is inflectional morpheme because it does not change the category of the word but shows us possession. And look at the third example. He is playing cricket. Here the word playing has inflectional morpheme, that is ing, because it shows us continuity. So in derivational morpheme we came to know that it will change the part of speech of a verb, and here ing does not change the part of speech of a verb.